Hello, my name is Tracy Perez, and I am going to be speaking on researcher Brian Fiani's paper named The Neurophysiology of Caffeine as a Central Nervous System Stimulant and the Resultant Effects on Cognitive Function. So, before we begin, let's talk on why this topic is important to me and the world in general. Caffeine is one of the most used drugs in the world. Brian Fiani stated that around 2 billion cups of coffee are consumed in a day. And this is important to me because I honestly contribute to this count of people, and I bet that so many of you in this class also can agree. So, moving forward, the author's purpose is to analyze the effect of caffeine and what it does to our cognitive function. This includes the effect on our mood, memory, attention, and processing speed. So for this research paper, we used 6 facilities. So the first facility that was used was the Desert Regional Center, specifically the Neurosurgery Department. This is located in Palm Springs, California. The second facility used is the New York Institute of Technology, specifically the College of Osteopathic Medicine. This is located in Glen Head, New York. The third facility used is William Carey Institution, specifically the College of Osteopathic Medicine, and this is located in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. The fourth facility used is Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine. This is located in Erie, Pennsylvania. The last two are actually quite unique. Both were done in the same university, but in different centers, if that makes sense. So the centers involved were the School of Aging Studies and the School of Behavioral and Community Sciences. Both of these are located in Tampa, Florida. So how was the research done? Honestly, the research was formatted as a literature review, and you must be wondering why I believe it was formatted as a literature review. And I honestly believe it is because of the way they analyze findings from multiple recent studies that examined caffeine effects on our cognitive function. In this article, we saw 13 different articles based on caffeine and its effects on the human body. All but one of the research was based on humans. The single one was tested or based on rats. In all of the articles, we saw one consistent cognitive effect being tested, which was memory. The rest of the effects, like processing speed, mood, attention, varied by researcher. Every single article had different sample sizes. That being said, the smallest sample size we had was 9 people, and the biggest was 434,900 people. In these trials, behavioral cognitive testing, randomized control testing, neurophysiological measures were used for the humans, and for the rats, behavioral maze tests were conducted. So, moving on, the results and analysis of this. So honestly, the results varied per researcher, but it stayed in a normal range. So although it was conducted by different people, and of course, results were not the same, they all maintained around the same area. So memory and processing speed did stay consistent, while mood, attention varied through the trials. When they tested the rats, it did demonstrate that the rats did have memory retention. Moving forward, what's the next steps for the researchers? And as listed on the research paper, it definitely, there was 3 significant ones. So the next step could be to research the interactions between caffeine and a specific social demographic. That could honestly be a specific occupation of people, specific gender, or a specific age of people. The second would be to research the different adverse effects caffeinated drinks have. So I didn't really mention this much, but as it was conducted, there was different side effects for different drinks, like a Red Bull. And definitely I do agree with them that they should see the adverse effects, because although they did get similar responses for the main things. There was definitely other stuff. And then third, it would be to research whether these effects change based on a dose. So, on the research paper, we did see that most of the doses were 200 milligrams, and that's why I believe that it stayed in a normal range. But definitely, if there were to be less or more, I do believe that there could be a possibility that results wouldn't necessarily be in a normal range. That being said, that is it to this presentation. As the next slide shows, this is the works cited, which is the article that I use for my research project. So thank you so much for listening, and yeah.